All right, everyone. It's air support from the Thor Discord again, uh, hanging out and staking, and continue to kind of want to make these impermanent loss videos. One, because it is quite a confusing concept, and honestly, I'm still trying to become a bit more of an expert around it. And at the same time, I am in this Thor-Avax liquidity pool. And just as we go through it, it's just very interesting to see what all is going on, at least from my view. And this is a calculator I think from DeFi Dojo, calculator guy, and I've shown this older screen in some of my videos. So I just kind of want to walk through this a little bit. So we're going to spend a few minutes, and I'm just going to kind of talk you through this stuff. I'm not really trying to do too much here, just kind of talking more about what I'm seeing. On both of these two screens here, both sheets, I have correctly put in the Thor price and the AVAX price, the quantities of both, and the roundabout date that I jumped into the liquidity pool. I've put probably, this is the current APR. I'm not tracking the APR on a daily basis or anything uh, to um, to kind of get that in there. So here's what I'm seeing. First, started with around total cash value $12,157. Some interesting things about impermanent loss calculations and liquidity pools in general. Liquidity pools are made up of an equal cash value of each token. So if your cash value of the total is 12,157, you just pretty much divide that by 2, and then that is and then use the dollar price of the token, and you end up getting the quantity of tokens that you should have on each side of that liquidity pair. There are some things used in the calculations like constant ratio and stuff like that. I've shown that in some other videos. I don't want to get into that here. I really want to talk about the numbers that I'm kind of looking at. So today, actually yesterday, still this date, let's just put that in there real quick. I just want to show that while while the price of Thor and AVAX is a little bit lower than where actually AVAX is a little bit up from where I put in here. Current price of AVAX is $88.41, and the current price of Thor is $78.41. So let's just get back over to this calculator, and I'll just update these on the fly for you guys real quick. So where are we at? Okay, so definitely the value of my liquidity pool token right now should be around $11,002. We'll just check that real quick. 1135 is close enough. There's obviously some calculations or some errors or something somewhere. It's not a big deal. Let's just move on this one. If I were to take this liquidity pool token and unstake it from the Thor farm, head over to Joe's and remove it from the liquidity pool, I should get an amount of Thor that is worth this and an amount of AVAX that is worth that. Um, let's also look at what would happen if instead I had never got into the liquidity pool and I had just held on to the Thor and the AVAX. Well, I would be a few dollars up, and that's shown here. This is the impermanent loss that we are always talking about. The impermanent loss is how much worse off I am than I would have been if I would have just held on to the two original tokens. If I would have just held on to these quantities of the Thor and AVAX tokens that were in my wallet to begin with, if I would have not entered into the liquidity pool, just held on to these, I would have $85 more, $85.37 more. The value of the two tokens right now and that quantity would be $11,088.20. However, I am totally okay with being uh, $85 worse off because of the rewards. I have been rewarded at the rate of 500% APR for for 5 days, and I have earned in Thor tokens $916.90, which means that I'm actually pretty close to where I got in at, even with the price of the tokens coming down. So let's just do this real quick. Let's just say, just excuse me, we'll just do this calculation. We'll have total value when I got started, the value they've already calculated that for us. The value that I'm at um, right now with the interest. So I'm only off a little bit. I'm only off $237.26. Not too bad. So let's talk about time and impermanent loss now for a minute. If we talk about looking forward to the future, let's just go forward a couple of days. Let's leave the Thor price. Let's just actually pick. What has it been over the last couple of days? On average, probably around in here, around in 90s in the past couple of days. Let's say it's not even going to do that. Let's just give it another 10%. We'll take it up to 85. And let's leave the AVAX price right where it is, just an even $88. And I will, in 2 days, not looking at the returns, in 2 days, I will have $11,429 worth of this liquidity pool token. And had I never entered into the liquidity pool, never got any rewards, just held on to those tokens, I would actually have a value of 11,439.69. So that means I've experienced a 0.09% impermanent loss if I fast forward 2 days and definitely not making a price prediction here, just kind of clicking some buttons and talking. Um, let's look though at the interest that I've earned though. Another couple of days at 500%, let's hope. So total value now I'm at 12,540. I started at 12,157. So even with the movement of the um, Thor price down a little bit to 85 from 98, just making those numbers up, and the AVAX price moving up, you know what? Let's actually go this way. Now, let's look at this in a different way. Let's say both of them move to 78. A little bit of impermanent loss, definitely down in the terms of the value of the token. But now let's do something really interesting. Let's fast forward 30 days. Let's say it trades stably for 30 days. Let's say it moves around and comes back up over the course of 30 days. Now let's talk about what's happening. And this is the power of the liquidity pool. This is the power of being an automated market maker. This is the power of taking that risk, putting your tokens in there, having that value, and earning this APR for as long as you can. Yes, I still experience 0.18% impermanent loss, which is no big deal because it is being offset by $5,010.70 in interest earned by being in that liquidity pool. I am now going to be up 5,000%. In fact, the value of these tokens can drop considerably. As long as that interest rate is in place, we can bring things down quite a bit. We can bring things down to almost looks like around $60 a token, maybe 62. Looks like around 62. We could do some other changes there, but basically we're looking for this number right here. The value on this date, a month from now, the value plus the total value of the liquidity pool token in US dollars, plus the interest that's earned over that time period. I can accept the value of the tokens going down quite a bit because of this return, giving me this. I will still be in the green over the long run. And that is the power of the liquidity pool and farming on Thor Financial. I will always tell you to pay attention to impermanent loss, but it might not be as big of a deal as a lot of times we think it is. Again, this is air support on the Thor Discord, hanging out and staking. Be happy to talk to you guys. Come on by and we'll go through everything. To have a look at my other videos. Starting to get a few subscribers, a few definitely some comments. I'm trying to answer those, and I certainly would appreciate your support. There is a donation wallet in the comment in the description. Happy to make these videos. So come on by the staking channel on the Thor Discord, and happy to help. See you guys later.